Guys, get ready for The Last of Us remake, remaster, redone, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the complete edition, $99.99. Are you ready to fork over your money? My God, what's going on? What's going on? Where the fuck is Bloodborne, Sony? Huh? Where is Bloodborne? We don't want The Last of Us. We don't want this garbage, this shit. Y'all released this 5 times. This is the fourth time you released this. What's going on? My God. Let's get to the bottom of it, man. Let's get to the bottom of it. Okay? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. They're trying to ride the high of the show. I get it. They're trying to make money. But $99.99 for the remastered, remade, the complete edition, even though we know part 3 is being made. How is it the complete edition? We know part 3 is being made. So when part 3 comes out, is it the complete edition? How many times can you re-release a game? How many times? Trying to milk and squeeze whatever money you can from your consumers. I mean, someone needs to check these big companies. Someone needs to check them. What can be done about it? I'll tell you what can be done about it. Talked about it in my last video. But you vote with your wallet. Nobody buys into this shit. Stuff like this will go away. I promise you, stuff like this will go away. And I mean, this was probably minimal effort for them to do. For them to remaster and put them together and, oh, it's the complete package. Very minimal. It's probably very minimal for them to do. Like, I know we live in a world of remakes, remasters. I'm playing Oblivion Remastered right now. Love the game, right? I played Resident Evil 4 Remastered. I mean, I know it's a thing. And it makes sense. Metal Gear Solid, I'm extremely excited for that. It's going to be fire. But there's a way to do these things, man. There's a way to do these things. I mean, these guys are just trying to milk their fan base for everything that they can. Everything that they can. And I'm going to get to the show in a moment. Because part 2 in the show, I feel like they should have learned their lesson. Whoever was dealing with that. I don't know if the people who made the game had anything to do with the show. But I feel like someone should have learned their lesson. But I mean, talk about trying to milk your fan base. And part 3 apparently is in development, but the people working on it said it's not in development, that they're not going to make a part 3. So what happens if part 3 comes out? The Last of Us 3 comes out. They're going to come out with a re-release, remastered, remaked version. Part 1, 2, and 3, the complete. I know we said this one was the complete, but now this is the complete edition. But it's going to be 3 games, guys. $149.99. Are you ready to hand over your hard-earned money? I mean, god damn, what is going on? What is going on? So, I mean, okay, let's look at the game first. Last of Us Part 2. And I just want to say this. I liked the first Last of Us. I really enjoyed the first Last of Us. It was one of my favorite games on the PS4, and I got to it late. I got to the party late, but I love that game. I think it's fantastic. I think it's goated, right? Now, if you play Last of Us Part 2, or if you were just around, if you heard, the story beats kind of turned everybody off, right? People didn't want to play it anymore. And I don't know about you, the gameplay was good. It was really good. But I play The Last of Us for the story, right? So when they shit the bed with the story, why am I going to play The Last of Us Part 2, right? Why is anyone going to play it? And I mean, we saw the reception to it. We saw how it was horribly received, especially by some of the diehard fans. I mean, I'm not going to get into spoilers because the show just came out. I know it's an old game, but the show just came out. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But if you were a fan of The Last of Us Part 1, the first Last of Us, if you were a fan, chances are there were certain characters you liked and you weren't too happy with the way the second game, carried out those characters' development. So why didn't we learn our lesson from that? Like, why would you take that and then translate it straight into the show? When you're making the show years later, and season 1 was fire. Season 1 was fire. I thought like, oh, okay, they're going to change the story because they know people didn't like it. And I was just explaining this to my boy the other day, but Last of Us Part 2 kind of has another thing going for it, because even if you don't like the story, you could argue, okay, the gameplay is still really good. right? So you may not like the story too much, but the gameplay is good enough to where it can carry you through that experience and it won't be too horrible. But with the show, there is no gameplay. So why would you take those story beats that people hated and move it into a show? And obviously they're releasing The Last of Us Complete Edition because of the show, right? Like I said, they're trying to milk and squeeze whatever money they can out of their fan base. And is anyone buying this? I mean, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Is anybody buying this? Is anyone buying this shit? This is crazy. This is crazy. Someone has to call these companies out. This is crazy. What's going to happen when The Last of Us Part 3 comes out? If it ever comes out, apparently it's not being worked on. Apparently, right? It's going to be the complete edition. I know we just came out with that, but this is the complete one. Part 1, 2, and 3 remastered, redone, remade. And there's a way to do it. There's a way to do remakes, right? Not just upgrade the graphics, redo the textures and stuff. And I mean, we can look at Oblivion Remastered because that's essentially what it is. But the game was so old that makes it almost like a new game, right? And then we can also look at something like Resident Evil 4. That Resident Evil 4 remake, or Resident Evil 2, that was phenomenal as well. I loved both of those games. Those were almost completely different games. I mean, because of how old they were. I'm not saying remasters and remakes aren't a good thing. I'm not saying there's not a place for them. But when you release the same thing within a certain time frame multiple times, it's like, okay, you're just trying to get paid. You're just trying to take people's money. You're just trying to take people's money. I mean, what the fuck are we talking about? And I just want to know, is anyone buying this? Last of Us fans, is anybody buying this game? Because I don't think anybody should. I don't think anybody should. Sending the wrong message. Sending the wrong message. You're paying $50 for part 1 and $50 for part 2. I'm looking at it right now, and if you buy The Last of Us Part 2 remastered, right? Whatever the fuck that means. The game just came out. How's it remastered? If you buy The Last of Us Part 2 remastered, it's $49.99. So they're essentially, because this is the digital version I'm talking about of the complete edition. And if I'm wrong, someone let me know in the comments. I will admit I was wrong. But this is the digital version. I believe that the hard copy version was $110, and I don't think it's available anymore. So if you wanted to get that game, you're basically paying $50 for part 1. The part 1 remaster. The part 1 of the game that came out years ago. And already had a remaster and already got an upgrade for the PS5. I mean, talk about milking a fucking fan base. We need to do something about this. We need to do something about it. And the thing to do is not buy it. No one buy The Last of Us. No one buy The Last of Us Complete Edition, which I don't think anybody will. I mean, maybe the physical collectors, maybe. If you didn't have the first game already, or you didn't have the second game physically, and you wanted, I think it's a steel hard book, right? Maybe. But then the digital version just has these games and like some audio, you know, some art. Oh man, I'm not gonna make this video too long. I don't want to rant because when I start going on these rants, I can go forever. So I don't want to go on too long. But there's a way to do these remakes. There's a way to do these remakes and these remasters. Like I said, Oblivion is phenomenal. Resident Evil, those remakes were phenomenal. Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater. I am so excited for that game. But like I just said, all those games are hella old. Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Oblivion. These are old games where when you remaster or remake them, you can tell there is a glaring difference between what was then and what is now. And The Last of Us doesn't have that, because when The Last of Us released on PS4, it was a good looking game. And don't get me wrong, obviously it looks better on the PS5. Obviously with these upgraded graphics, it's going to look better, but is it worth $50 for part 1? Is it worth paying $50 for The Last of Us Part 2 remastered, especially after how it was horribly received? I mean, I don't know. Y'all let me know. You let me know. Is this worth it? Do you plan on buying it? Let me know down in the comments what y'all think. You decide.